For a long period of my life, I would not read any books. I hated reading. It was boring and you didn't want to sit there looking at the pages. But then one day, when I started getting into self-improvement, I saw people talk about you have to read books, and I was like, ugh, I can just watch videos or get the summaries of the book online. And that's not the same. Reading books will change your life. It changed mine. And you might say, oh, I can just watch a YouTube video, I can just watch a podcast, I can just watch these documentaries and stuff. And it's not the same. And if you don't read books, you will not understand this. Reading books is one of the most important things that you can do to actually achieve success. If you really want to get some places in your life, both with like self-improvement and maybe with your work or something, then reading is going to change that. It's going to leverage you completely, because you can watch all of these self-improvement videos, but what are you going to get out of some person just talking for like 20 minutes, 5 hours a day? Like, you want something long where they can actually come across with all of their points. So reading is going to do that for you. The best knowledge is in books, because these people, like the most clever people of the world, the people that changed the world, they've sat there for multiple months, years, and just wrote down their thoughts and how they did it. And you can literally read that. A book doesn't cost that much money. Like, it's not that expensive to buy a book. And you can literally almost have a conversation with successful people. You can learn from them, reading their thoughts, they're talking to you, everything they've done, they've written in books. And you say, oh, but I don't want to read it, I can just watch a YouTube video. But they've not written it. There's no YouTube video where they tell you all of the stuff that's in books. Like, they write the stuff in books. Nobody makes that many YouTube videos. Like, you think all of these ultra successful, people, they start a YouTube channel? No. They obviously, they write these books. And when you read and learn from the people that have gotten success and you do what they've done, that's going to help you so much in trying to get to where they are. Because think about it. Let's say you want to improve at, what could it be? Your habits. You decide to buy James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. He's written everything he knows. He's had a blog about habits for years, and then he's now decided to put all of what he knows into this one book. Of course you can listen to the book, but there's no YouTube video saying everything that he tells you in that book. You will have to read it to get exactly that out of it. And also you'll also get the experience of him actually talking to you, and you really get to understand his thoughts, because he has so many pages to explain his points on. So, you might cope and say, oh, well, I can probably find a summary. I can find someone telling me the exact things that has already read the book. Just go and read the book. Like, why are you trying to cope and not want to read? It's also a great discipline task if you don't want to read, and it's just going to help you. Like, I don't see the point you're making. You're just making life harder for yourself, because I've learned so much. Like, I've read the Habit book, the Deep Work book. I never knew anything about all of the topics that I've read on. Like, recently I read the book about breath, and the stuff that he said in that book, I've never heard of that. Like, nobody has ever said that to me. Like, you will read a book and you'll be like, I would have never known that if I haven't read this. So it's really going to change your life. And that's why I want you to start reading, because you can get value from videos and podcasts and stuff, but it's never going to be the same as if you read a book. But when you have the knowledge from the people that changed the world, if you go ahead and apply that, and you also learn from, you find out, oh, this doesn't really work for me and stuff, when you actually go and try the stuff that they say, then you will also improve, because you will try their stuff and it will work, and then you will continue to develop their methods to make it even better for yourself. And if somebody uses those methods that you've written about and they've changed the world, if you read 10 books and implement all of the things from 10 people who've changed the world, don't you think that you can contribute, as you've always said you wanted to do something for one part of the world or one area of, you know, people? And you might say, well, I can't focus on reading. Just start like small. Like, nobody says you have to read one book a day or one book a week or one book a month. Just try reading like 1 page a day, 2 pages, and then you can gradually increase it, just like in the gym where you do progressive overload. I just want you to take action, and what I'm going to tell you is, once you finish watching this video, you're going to, even if it's not a self-improvement book, just get a book anywhere and start reading it. I don't care whichever book you're trying to read, just the action stuff. When you've watched this, if you're not gonna cope and be a pussy, you grab a book and you start reading tomorrow. You find a book today and tomorrow you're gonna start reading. And most of you watching this won't do this, and that's just sad for you, because you're not gonna get the benefits of reading, which all of the other people who are gonna do what I just said are. So, you know, it's only gonna hurt you, or whatever you can kind of say. So get a book, start reading tomorrow. If it's a self-improvement book, if it's a fiction book, just try to read something. And then once you've started actually getting into the habit of reading a little bit, get a self-improvement book, get a book on something that you want to improve at. I will make a video on the books that have changed my life the most. And again, find the book today. If you want to see more videos from a smaller YouTuber like me, click the subscribe button, and as always, put one foot in front of the other.